CIBC banking centers and ATMs, press 3. To repeat these options, press the star key. For all other product and service inquiries, press 0 to speak to a financial services representative. If you are calling about service charges on your accounts, press 1 now to discuss those with a financial services representative. For all other inquiries, stay on the line with me while I transfer your call to a financial services representative. To access the secure areas of the automated service, a debit card number and password are required. Please enter your CIBC debit card number followed by the number key. If you need a moment to locate your card, press 5. If you make an error and want to begin again, press the star key. To speak to a financial service representative, press 0. To better direct your call, please tell me, using a couple of keywords, the reason why you're calling. For example, you may say, balance or payments, mortgages, investments, lost or damaged card, or credit card inquiries.
Bank fraud.
No problem. Your feedback is important to us. You can help us to improve by completing a 1-minute survey at the end of your call. If you would like to participate, press 1 now. Otherwise, remain on the line. This call is recorded and may be monitored for coaching, training, quality, and security. Your voice will be used to protect you against fraud and may be used to verify your identity. You can choose not to use your voice to verify you at any time. You can find CIBC's privacy policy and information about voice verification at www.cibc.com. If you wish to speak to a live agent about an urgent matter, please continue to hold.
Hi, you've reached Raj from Regina. May I know who I'm speaking with?
You're in Regina?
Yep.
I'm in Victoria in British Columbia.
Oh, that's good to know.
And you're speaking to a victim of the bank. My name is Victoria Nevens, and I'm calling about bank fraud.
Oh, sorry to hear that, Victoria. And then definitely help you with that here. So, what was the problem there?
I'm not sure if you still have my spouse's name in your files. You probably do because I haven't closed his account out yet. His name is Mr. Jack Daly, D-A-L-E-Y, and he had a mortgage with you guys.
Okay.
And my partner created a trust and left me our home in the trust and eliminated all third-party creditors such as the bank. Now, CIBC hired agents to commit application and title fraud to flip my house to be the bank's property, which you can't actually do. Now, the house was fraudulently foreclosed upon, and all the money was then embezzled by the province of British Columbia, leaving me homeless and destitute. Now, this has been going on. This has been going on for 2 years, and I can't get any relief from anybody. I've been dealing with a bank agent here in Victoria called Harmon Mangat. He's a branch manager of the Telecom branch. Now, I keep calling CIBC, and I can't get anybody to have an intelligent conversation with me about what's gone on here, because this is serious crime. Serious crime. And I've explained this a million times in the last couple of years that you cannot come in and steal in-trust property from beneficiaries. Not only did you steal the property, you then went in and stole the $100,000 of trust inheritance, which again, your name isn't on. So you can't do that. So why I'm calling you today is I need to speak to or have the contact information for the highest authority in CIBC, because I'm not getting anywhere with any agent of CIBC, including Harmon Mangat, who I've required to release $7,000 to me. What happened is, after the house flipped into your name illegally, I kept paying bills that are your responsibility with survivor pension benefits that were given to me, gifted to me to live. Now, I spent $6,000 paying paying CIBC household bills after you flipped the house into your name illegally. So I should have never been doing that. So I've said to Mr. Harman Mangat at the Tilikum branch of Victoria many times, listen, there was an error. Those were your bills. Once you put the house into your name illegally, all the household expenses became the responsibility of CIBC. Now, I need those monies reimbursed to me because I have no money to live. Homeless, no money, so I'm not having a very good time, and I can't get any relief. I can't get anybody to listen, and for some reason no one's understanding what I'm trying to do. And I'm getting very frustrated because every time I call here, I either never get called back, or I never get anywhere, or nobody has a solution, or nobody wants to admit what you've done, because what you've done is pretty disgusting, because I'm a widow.
I'm sorry to hear that. Victoria, I'm sorry about the situation you're in right now. But so do you want to speak to someone?
Well, I need the highest authority because I've tried to go through every avenue you have to resolve these issues, and there doesn't seem to be any agency that you have created that can deal with the matter at hand. The ombudsman can't handle this, quite obviously, because you want to hide what you've done to me, and I can't allow you to do that, because this is called title fraud. It's a crime happening in Canada twice a week to people just like me with mortgage-free houses. That's why you came for my house, because there was no mortgage on it, because my spouse had life insurance on our mortgage. That's why you came for the house. You didn't want me to have a mortgage-free house. Listen, I'm pretty intelligent, and I've now been dealing with this for the last 4 years. You guys have been attacking me for 4 years. Stealing not only my property, but then stealing money you're not owed. So this is serious, serious stuff. So I need, like I say, I'm not going to continue to spin my wheels and go around and around on the hamster wheel. I get nowhere. Right? You actually have a fiduciary duty to provide for me my living expenses while this is going on. Well, this matter is outstanding, and while this has no relief to it yet, and it doesn't, right, because now there's trespassers inside my house that shouldn't be there, and now you realize what's happened is there's fraudulent mortgages on that house, not one fraudulent mortgage, but 2 fraudulent mortgages, because the first individuals who illegally owned the house sold it, again, with no right to do so, to other individuals now who have no valid mortgage, and that mortgage is held by Scotiabank. And Scotiabank has to pull that mortgage because the money that was utilized, so the house was sold, and the court here in British Columbia embezzled all the money. So I don't have any money. I don't have any money from the sale. So all the money from the sale of the house is being held by the Minister of Finance in British Columbia, and they need to pay out the fraudulent mortgage. They need to pay out Scotiabank on that mortgage because I have to put the house into the name of the trust, which is what should have happened at the beginning, but unfortunately I was lied to by a lot of different liars to steal money, because that's the world I'm living in today. Everybody's on the take. Everybody wants something that's not theirs.
That's how the world is.
Yeah, that is how the world is. You know that, my friend. You do know this. I'm not telling you a lie. Why would I call you up and tell you a bunch of lies? I got no time for that.
For sure, yeah. So, in this situation, the maximum what I can do is I can contact you to my supervisor, but again, they would recommend you to visit a branch because these things are taken care of at the branch and not over telephone banking. So, the best thing would be to visit a branch and speak it out there and go for a solution at the branch. Because over telephone banking, unfortunately, we don't have the same authority as the branch does, and we don't have the same information as they have it at the branch. So that's the reason. What I can recommend is you can visit any CIBC branch and speak to someone, and I can also book an appointment for you at the branch. So might be that can help you.
Okay, so here's what happened. Now, I issued an invoice to Mr. Harman Mangat at the Tilikum branch of CIBC, and I'm going to explain to you why I deal with him specifically, because I filed a claim of action against the bank at the beginning of 2020 to try to get you to stop stealing my house. Now, I delivered the package of information to the main branch in Victoria, which is on Douglas Street. When I walked into the Douglas Street branch in January of 2020 with my package of information to tell you guys that you were stealing my house and you couldn't do it, it was Mr. Harmon Mangat who walked up to me in the branch and said, "Can I help you? What's the problem here today?" So Mr. Harmon Mangat and I went into an office and we sat down and we had a conversation, and I said, "Sir, you've hired agents here to steal in-trust private property, and you can't do that, and I need you to stop what you're doing because you're going to cause me the level of harm that's probably going to cost me my life." Mr. Harmon Mangat didn't take anything I said seriously, and you guys just continued to do what you were doing to me. But he is the individual. He is the bank agent who has personal first-hand knowledge of what is happening to me. That's why I've been trying to deal with him. And so I sent an invoice to him, and I said, "Listen, you guys have a fiduciary duty to provide for me my living expenses. Now that I'm homeless and destitute, it's a fiduciary duty. My partner had a mortgage with you guys for years, never gave you any trouble, paid every bill on time. We never gave you a problem, and yet this is how you treat us." So I sent Mr. Mangat an invoice, and what does he do? He calls the police on me. Mr. Mangat called the police on me and had the police come and violently assault me and threaten me with bodily harm if I went down to the Tillicum branch to pick up some money. I can't even afford to pay. I can't afford to put gas in my car. I can't afford to do anything. You guys are posting $6.5 billion a year in profit. Why did you need to steal my house? I don't get it. So now I have a problem with Mr. Mangat, because Mr. Mangat is now that's indictable crime. He called the police, filed the fraudulent report, because clearly he doesn't want to pay me any money, and now I have a problem with him. So I need to know who it is on Vancouver Island in Victoria is the highest authority, because there needs to be either a telephone conversation between myself, this individual, and Mr. Mangat, because I've asked Mr. Mangat. Now what's happened is I'm terrified for my life because the police here are now attacking me. And so I said to Mr. Mangat, can you put together a bank draft or a bank check and have it delivered to my location for the $7,000 you have to reimburse me for? And he's stonewalling me. He won't call me back. He won't talk to me. He won't email. The only time he did email me was to tell me to stop emailing him because he doesn't want to have anything to do with the crimes that are being committed against me. But you guys can't ignore what you've done to me. You can't keep ignoring what's happening to me. You guys started something, and now I'm the one who's caught trying to, sort it out. I'm the victim here. And I'm trying to be as reasonable as I can, but I'm telling you, my patience is running short. It's been 2 years since I've been homeless. I was evicted from my house March the 19th, 2020.
I'm sorry to hear that, Victoria. So is there any other branch that you can go in? I can book a meeting for you, other than the one that you're going to right now?
Well, there was no meeting, right? Because Mr. Harmon Mangat has decided that instead of acting in honor, and instead of acting like a man would, like when a woman comes and tells a man her house is being stolen, a man would never sit there and go, well, I'm not going to do anything about this. A real man would go, holy cow, what is she talking about? I better get to the bottom of this. We can't steal her house and leave her homeless with no money. Why would we do that? Why would a bank do that? I don't know. But now I have to find out, because now I have to sue you. And I don't want to have to do that because you guys won't act in honor. You won't tell the truth.
So, that's the maximum that I can do. I can book a meeting with a branch for you, with another branch. If you don't want to go in the branch that you're currently going to, I can book a meeting with another branch, because these things would only be taking place over at the branch. Over telephone banking, we don't even have the authority for that, and we don't have more information about these stuff. So all the legal stuff, regarding the home and everything, it's completely done at the branch level. So that's what I can do for you. I can book a meeting with the manager there.
So do you have the highest authority here in Victoria? Like, do you have the name of the highest authority here in Victoria that I could go talk to?
Like, unfortunately, I don't know who it would be because we don't have those information with us. I can just tell you who's the highest authority at a particular branch, but not in the city or anything.
Because do you understand what the term means of fiduciary duty? Like, do you understand?
Absolutely.
You do understand that word, fiduciary duty, right? Like, when you steal something from someone, you don't just leave them then out in the cold with no money and nowhere to go and you didn't even arrange. Like, you guys didn't even try to help save my life. I don't understand. Like, what's going on here? I mean, I have legal documents that say you can't do what you did, but you did it anyway. So I need to speak to somebody who can actually move the matter forward. Like, I can't keep having appointments or talks and getting nowhere, because I'm getting nowhere.
Absolutely, I understand the frustration that you would be going through right now. Just give me a minute. I'll just place you on a brief hold here.
No problem.
And I'll speak to my supervisor if they have any information about the highest authority there. And I'll be right back with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Victoria, and sorry for the wait.
It's okay.
So I just wanted to know if you have any account details, like the mortgage details or anything with you.
Hold on here. You need what are you looking for?
The mortgage account number or
Mortgage
something.
account. Oh my God, I went to court so many different times to fight for my house, and I have so many different pieces of paper. I have got so many different documents. You need the mortgage...
Mortgage account number if you have.
So sorry, I have no idea how many papers I have here. It's It's amazing how many pieces of paper you have to go through when you're having your house stolen. It's... You know, right now I'm looking at all these legal documents. I'm looking at all these court documents I have.
Like, do you have any bank documents?
You know what? I know that I do have the letter I got from the insurance company when the mortgage got paid out. The mortgage number would be on that document, right?
Yeah,
Right?
Should be on there.
Right, like I say, I've got book after book after book with all this information in it, but I just have to find the right piece of information that you require.
Sure.
Spouse's bank statements. Would there be anything on there that you could grab and use to identify me?
Do you have his account number on there?
Yeah, I do. This is from his, just his bank account. Is that helpful?
Yeah, I can look into that.
His account number is 06 dash 51834.
Okay, and is there any 5-digit number before that?
Oh, this is an account statement.
Account number, yeah.
So I don't see that. Let me keep looking though, because like I say, I've got so many different. I've got an annual mortgage statement here. There's a mortgage loan number on this document. Would that be helpful for you?
Yeah, for sure.
This is a mortgage loan number I'm about to give you.
Okay.
It's 006 425 570. And that was a mortgage loan number. That's not an accounting, that's not a bank account number. That's Let me still try to look for that other document with the... Because the insurance company, they issue you a letter when they pay out the mortgage, and I know I have a copy of that letter, but in what book is it in?
So you have to pay out later?
I do. They sent me a letter after they paid out the mortgage because he had insurance. He had life insurance on our mortgage, and of course, when he passed away, I'm hoping you don't know anything about that process because I'm hoping you haven't had to deal with anything like that before. But yeah, not yet. No good, because I'm telling you, it's a bit of a nightmare, my friend. It's a bit of a nightmare. But they make it that way, right? Because you're not already going through enough when you lose someone you love, right? Then you got to go through all this other crap. It's like, oh my God. Okay, my friend, I found it. No, I haven't. No, that's a letter from Daniel Carroll. We don't want to talk to that guy. That's the guy who stole my house. You know what was awful for me was to find out that this actually happens twice a week in Canada, because I was kind of feeling like I was losing my mind, like I was like the only one that this was happening to, because you kind of feel alone. Like, no one, like, there's no way this could happen, right? Like, there's no way this could happen to somebody. But, it happens twice a week in Canada, lo and behold. And it's like, oh, okay, I see. And I didn't realize that, of course, they go after mortgage-free houses because you understand how banks make money, my dear. You're not a stupid guy. You understand how banks make money, right? Loaning out money all the time. And, of course, if there's a house with no mortgage on it, there's no bank making any money. So that's why they go after those houses. So I've become quite the expert on banking fraud now, which is unfortunate for any bank in Canada, because you don't want someone like me knowing your business, man. You know what I mean? Because then I got to go and tell people, hey, wait a minute, do you know how the banks make their money?
You can probably work for a bank now.
Oh my God, well see, now I couldn't, because I understand how you guys make all your money, man, because then I had to look and I'm like, okay, so why would they come steal my house? Like, what kind of nonsense is that? Lo and behold, to find out, you guys are posting $6.4 billion last year in profit, and I'm just like, well, how in the heck are you managing that? Like, I don't know any legitimate business that can pull that off in a year. And then so I started to look into it, I'm like, oh, that's how you make all your money. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Oh, my darling, I have so many different pieces of paper here. You know what happens when you're looking for something specific? It's exactly this thing that you cannot fucking find. That's exactly what's happening to me. Do you have enough information, though, with his banking account and so that mortgage number I gave you, that wasn't...
No, because I feel because the mortgage is paid off, I won't be able to find anything, and even the accounts must be closed by now, right?
No, you see, I didn't close that account. I never went any closer because there was still money in that account. He only had one account.
Okay, and did you provide the death certificate at the branch?
The death certificate? Is that what you're asking me for?
Did you provide that at the branch?
Did I provide...
If you've provided, if you've informed about the bank that he's deceased.
Oh, for sure.
Then probably they might have closed the account and mailed the check to the home address.
Well, see, we wouldn't have done that because as the executor, I'm the executor of the estate, and so I would have to go in there and literally see them face to face and give them that direction. Otherwise, they couldn't close that account. That would be...
Yeah, but just because it's not used for a couple of years.
No, it hasn't been used.
So you've been using it?
Well, when there was money in it, when there was money in the account, I would go in and I would utilize the funds to pay out bills like hydro bills and heating bills and things of that nature. So there was money in that account, and the last time I took money out, I think it was to pay for house insurance. And then there was a little bit of money left, and then I just left the account there because I didn't know, okay, I got the letter here from Canada Life. And here's
I guess the mortgage is paid off, so
they
I wouldn't be
have
able to find anything with the mortgage.
Well, they have a reference number on the letter here.
No, even the reference number doesn't work for me. I won't be able to pull up anything.
From Canada Life that says they paid out the mortgage?
Yeah, it would be helpful for Canada life insurance, but I won't be able to look into anything. I just wanted to know who the mortgage advisor was, and I could have contacted you, I could have transferred you to them, and they would have been able to go further from there. Because from my end, unfortunately, I can only book a meeting. That's the maximum that I can do with the manager. That's the highest authority I know of. We know of here at telephone banking.
Right.
So so the best, still I'll say the best thing is that you can visit any CIBC banking center and meet the manager there, and you can talk it through with them.
So I'm going to have to call Douglas Street branch of CIBC and try to figure out who the highest authority is there and make an appointment with them to have this situation spoken about?
Yeah, because again, as I said, we don't have any information about that or what's happening right now. Only the branch that's dealing there would have authority, or another branch they can provide information about that and how to go about that forward. So that would be your best bet.
So if I wanted to make a complaint about a bank agent, how do I go about doing that? Or do I need to go and actually file a private information against Harman Mangat for the indictable crimes he's committed? Or is there a complaint process through the bank?
It should be again through the branch. So you can do it through the branch, because from here all I can do is I can email him, and you don't want me to do that, right? Not email him, and all I can do is I can email him and ask you to call you back.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah, but again, as you said, he doesn't call you or he doesn't reply. So
that's unprofessional conduct, and you can't have that. You shouldn't have come at me. That's the whole problem here. And because now I have to deal with all of this. And you can't just go run and hide now that you've stolen my house and then there's no money. So I have to deal with this now. So none of you are going to want to deal with me. None of you are going to want to talk to me. And that's where I'm at now. Because you don't want to admit what you did. And I get that. I understand business. I understand when you do something wrong, you don't want to admit it, and you don't want to make the person that you harmed whole. I get all that. I'm a very rare individual, and I understand everybody's point of view. But at the end of the day, what's going on here is not okay, and I have to have it rectified pretty quickly here, because this has been going on for years now. Somebody else is utilizing property obtained by crime. They're making money off of my property, and they can't do that. That's illegal, and you guys allowed that to happen. So you
honestly, again, I don't have any idea what's going on there, so I'm sorry about that, but
I know. Well, that's why Mr. Harman Mangat was supposed to know, because he got the package of information a couple years ago, and I said, listen, here's the contract I'm enforcing. It doesn't say that you guys are allowed to come in and do what you're doing. I don't owe you any money. I don't have a contract with you. My spouse did. This house is a divided interest. You can't come and foreclose on a divided interest. No court will allow you to do that, but the court here in BC did, because it is so corrupt. You're in a different province than I am, but I guarantee you this province here is the most corrupt in Canada. The courts here are so corrupt. I mean, how else would you manage to steal a woman's house and then embezzle all the money into the province? We would never do that. That just doesn't even make any kind of sense. But they did it, because they hate me. I know, you poor thing. You've just now we've been on the phone for 35 minutes, and now, again, I've gotten nowhere. And so I do need you, because now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to lay up private information against Mr. Mangat, which means Mr. Mangat is more than likely going to be charged with crime, a bunch of crimes. So you guys need to be notified of that. Because I can't have a bank agent calling the police on me to file a fraudulent report, to then have police come and assault me. All I've asked for was the reimbursement, which was $7,000. It's not even that much money. What's the big deal? Just drop it off here at the hotel I'm staying at, and I'll leave you alone for a little while until I can go and file all the legal documents now. I have to sue the bank. What a joke. Unless you want to deal with it in the private, and you don't seem like you want to deal with it in the private. You want me to take this publicly, which means the bank will be exposed publicly for committing basically an act of genocide on an innocent woman, and you guys don't really want that out there. I know you don't. You got to be smarter than that. It's about the banking's reputation. You guys have a reputation to uphold, don't you? I see all the commercials on TV. You don't want anybody knowing that about you guys. I don't want anybody knowing that about you guys either. But if that's the route you're going to force me to take, then that's the route I have to take. I have to be made whole.
No, for sure. Whatever works the best for you, that's what you have to take, right?
Yes. You wouldn't allow this to happen to you or anybody you loved, any of the women in your family that you love. You would go nuts if somebody did this to them, as you should, as a man would.
For sure.
So are you going to, do I have your word that you're going, what you need to do is you need to email Mr. Harman Mangat at the Tillicum branch in Victoria and tell him that you and I have had a conversation today about his conduct, his unprofessional conduct, and that I'm going to be pursuing Mr. Mangat in a court of law for the crimes he's committed, and the fact that he refuses to release the $7,000 I've requested repeatedly.
Can I have your name again, please?
Yes, of course. Of course. My name is Victoria.
Not your...
Oh, sorry. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. You poor guy. Okay, hold on, darling. I've got enough paper here to choke a donkey. I've got business cards and paperwork, and I had Mr. Mangat's card here just a second ago because I was... Mr. Mangat's a pretty large guy. He's a larger fellow. I know because I stood there with him in the. You can never find anything when you actually need it. It's such a bloody drag. This is what happens when you go from 2,000 square feet to 200 square feet. Okay, here we go. Do you need, like, the spelling? Do you need the spelling of the first and last name? Okay, sure. Or, listen, I've got his email address. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
It's all small letters, like all small letter writing.
Yeah.
It's HARMAN, period, so Harman. So his first name is Harman. Yeah, Harman. HARMAN. And then there's a period. And then his last name is MANGAT at CIBC.com, it says.
Perfect, yeah.
And so he's the branch manager at the Tillicum location in Victoria. But I met him at the Douglas Street branch a couple years ago when I dropped off the information and tried to get you guys to stop.
Ma'am, the Herman, yeah, I do see that here. Okay. So I'll just mail him, and can I have your full name again, please?
Yes, of course, yeah. My first name is Victoria. My last name is Neven, so N is in Nancy, E is in Edward, V is in Victor, E is in Edward, N is in Nancy, S is in Sam.
Perfect. So Victoria Nevens, right?
Exactly.
Perfect. So I'll mail him. I'll mail him regarding our conversation right now, and I'll also let him know that you were calling in to speak to some higher authority. So, like, if he can call you back or book a meeting or something like that, that would be awesome.
Well, because the other thing was, I said to Harman, I said, somebody at CIBC, the BC Finance Minister, and somebody from Scotiabank, we all need to have a meeting because that fraudulent mortgage that was issued by Scotiabank to two individuals here in Victoria, that has to be paid out by the money being held by the BC Finance Minister. I don't have any of the money from the sale. You understand that, my darling, don't you? Like, I don't have any money at all. I'm hooped. Like, I'm dead, basically. I don't have the money, so that money has to go to Scotiabank to pay out the fraudulent mortgage that's on that house now. So that's why I needed to try to set up, because it's not a difficult thing we need to do. It's just that we need to do it. It just needs to be, we need to like make a plan and then implement the plan. So then I can, so we can figure it out and sort it out. Because nobody should be harmed by any of this, right? Everybody needs to be made whole. So that's why whatever money Scotiabank lent to Sandra Dennis and Benjamin Howe, they can be reimbursed because the $700,000 is being held by the BC Finance Minister. I don't have it, so I can't do anything. I don't have any money. And you know what that's like. Well, actually, no, you probably don't, and hopefully you never do understand what that's like, because it's literally like the worst thing ever that can happen to you.
I do understand that.
I thank you for your patience.
No one should face it.
Oh, I know. It's awful. It's the worst thing ever. I'm already hurting, right? Like, I've already lost my best friend and my spouse, and all of a sudden the vultures are coming and stealing everything we worked so hard to have. It's like, oh my God, this is not happening. What in the hell is going on here? I'm in the twilight zone.
Hopefully things get better and everything gets sorted out.
Yeah. Exactly. I thank you for doing this for me this morning. I'm sorry. Would it be possible to get your name just so I know who I've spoken to this morning?
Yeah, it's Raj.
Like R-O...
R-A-G.
R-A-G.
G as in Java?
Yes. Okay. R-A-J. R-A... Raj.
Yeah.
And you work in Regina?
Yeah, that's right.
The Regina call center. Okay, great. Just so I know, like, who I spoke to. And do you guys take notes on files when you get calls like this, or is there no file or anything open for me, or, like, how does that work?
Like, basically all calls are recorded, so
okay.
There's no need for the notes or stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay. Well, I recorded the call as well, just for my own safety, and because now this matter has now become quite a legal issue. It's a matter of law, so I kind of have to make sure that I protect myself, and just so we all know what's going on. And I know you guys record the calls too, so
for sure.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
So I'll just mail him.
Thank you, Raj. Okay, thank you that we talked this morning for quite a time, and that I'm going to be pushing this matter forward. Okay, great. Thanks, Raj. Appreciate your help.
No worries, Victoria, and hopefully everything gets sorted out with you, and hopefully you're back in your house.
Aw, thank you. You're a lovely man. I appreciate that. It was nice that you picked up the phone this morning.
What was that?
Nice that you picked up the phone. Not everybody is kind and patient, right? You know what I mean, though, right? Not everybody has a heart, huh? We're living in a cold world, my friend. We're living in a cold, cold world.
Absolutely. No worries. I'll just leave him a mail and leave your name and your details here, and let's see if he gets back to you. That would be awesome.
Right, and if not, then I'll push forward, and like I say, well, you gave me the idea that I have to go to a different branch then and speak to somebody in higher authority so we can sort this out, because it's got to be sorted out. And I'm the only one with the knowledge and the intelligence to sort it out, so that's why I advocate for my family myself. I have to. We're the victims here.
Yeah, for sure. You have to do what you got to do what you got to do. So, so you can visit any different branch, meet a different manager. Maybe they can help you out in a better way.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay, good stuff. But just so you know that Mr. Harman Mangat is acted quite unprofessionally this whole entire time, and so whatever kind of complaint process, maybe I'll write a letter and drop it off, or mail it to the Douglas Street branch. I don't know, but I mean, you can't have somebody acting like that towards a grieving widow and a woman, who's having a really hard time because of something you guys did, and you did it on purpose because they told you what you were doing was illegal, and you just kept doing it anyway.
And can I have a phone number that you could be reached on so that I can leave it in the email?
Of course. So area code out here is 250 661 0610.
0610, you said, right?
0610, exactly, Raj. Yeah.
250-661-0610.
I know, way too many sixes in that number, my friend. Yes, I know, right? Oh my God, no! Yes, I'm jinxed, I'm cursed, I swear. No. Oh no, Raj. Help.
So I'll leave a mail and ask him to contact you at at the number that you provided me. Currently he's out of office, as I see. Maybe I don't know when he'll be back, but for sure he'll check the mail at least. So I'll just leave a mail and the details here. Okay?
I used to deal all the time with the Broadmead branch here in Victoria. And there was a fellow there named Evan Yun.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he would have the know-how, but maybe I should go to that branch and just see, because we lived around that area. Maybe that would be a better place for me to go and try to find some type of assistance for the problem I have here.
For sure, yes.
Like you said, I have to go to a different place and try to get somebody to listen to me there, so maybe that would be... I used to go in there all the time and access Jack's account, my spouse's account, and I used to go in there and do business all the time, so maybe that would be a better idea for me. Downtown scares me, Raj. I don't like the downtown.
Oh, yeah.
No parking, crazy people everywhere.
Expensive parking.
Expensive parking, right? I don't know how expensive gas is for you over there, my friend, but oh my God, gas is just nuts over here. Gas is
it's
so
going up everywhere, that's right.
Oh my God, I can't even afford to drive my car anywhere. But I have no money, for God's sakes. Okay, Raj, we're onwards and upward, my fine friend. Onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards, exactly.
Good to talk to you,
Yes,
Raj.
I've left him the mail and I've left him your name and your number. And let's see if he calls you back. That would be great.
Well, it would for me. Because here's the thing, I'm a really nice lady. Like, I'm not a beast. But I mean, man, what's been done to me is just, it's enraging, Raj. It's enraging how people can get away with this, because they figure you're an easy target, right? A small woman, no support, right? Like, just get her, we'll roll her. We'll just roll her right out. We're going to sue her into suicide. It's like, oh, you guys, just please stop. Let him know I'm coming for him, Raj. Let him know that just because I'm tiny doesn't mean I'm not vicious. I'm coming for the Harmon Man-Gat. He better watch out. Mess with the wrong girl.
Hopefully the truth wins and you get back everything. That would be the best.
I know, my friend, right? What is God doing to me, Raj? Why is God putting me through all this hell? What is going on here?
Someday everything will be good.
Someday everything will be good. And my man, every morning I wake up and I think that same thing, and then every morning it's like Groundhog Day. I wake up to the same nightmare every morning. It's like, oh my God, not again, no. Now what? Now I got rent due on Friday that I can't afford, and I'm like, oh my God, now what am I going to do? I want to go home. That's the problem. Raj, there's beasts inside my house. I need to get them out. My God.
For sure, yeah.
Oh, my dear. Okay, my man. We've been on the phone for almost 50 minutes here, so I'm so sorry to have taken up so much of your time. I so appreciate your patience, the fact that you listened to me, the fact that you heard me, and the fact that you tried to offer me some type of assistance.
I'd be glad if I would be able to help you out further, but I've sent the mail and that's all I could do from my end. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. No, that's something. That's better than nothing, right? At least he knows I'm still pursuing this, so I'm not going away. This is not going away, and it's got to be dealt with professionally.
Absolutely, yeah. So, Mr. Herman is out of the office until March 22nd, so I believe he's on a vacation.
Okay.
So I've left a mail and probably he won't be seeing it before March 22nd.
Got it.
And once he sees, the best bet is to visit any other banking center and see the manager there, and maybe they'll be able to help you out better there.
Right, no, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I will do that. Thank you very much, Raj.
No worries, sir. Thank you for calling, Victoria, and I'm sorry about the situation you're in right now again, and hope you get everything back that you've lost.
Thank you, Raj.
No worries. You have a good day ahead.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.